What is up, everybody? Welcome to All Sports and All Play. I am Ace from the West Coast, and today we have a Labor Day special for you. Tonight is going to be super exciting. It is going to be a great show. Tonight with me, I have the one, the only Freddie Henderson. I have the always intelligent Chris Brown, and I have Chris just below me. And then we have, guess who's back tonight, y'all? We have Jay McLovin. And
You know it.
And then we have that special Nate the Great. So everybody say what's up.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day. Hope you guys enjoyed a good time with your family. We are about to talk sports. Let's go.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, tonight's all about the NFL tonight. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is we are going to hit the awards. So we're going to start. The first award that I want to touch on is I want to touch on who you believe is going to be the coach of the year. And so on this one, we will go ahead and we will start with Chris Brown on this one. Chris, who do you believe is going to be the coach of the year?
Coach of the year, I'm going with Frank Wright, the Indianapolis Colts head coach. Why? Because I feel like the Colts are going to have a very good season. They have a very nice roster. You got Phillip Rivers, you got an experienced quarterback on their team. They have a very good defense. They added DeForest Buckner. You already have a great linebacker in Darius Leonard. You got good D-backs. You look at their offense, the best O-line in the league. You got Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack. Then you go out. You already have T.Y. Hilton. You go out and you get can't think of his name, but a wide receiver from USC, Michael Pittman, that's his name. They're going to be very good next year, and they're going to have a winning record, and they're going to win their division. I got Frank Wright.
All right, let's go over to Chris M.
I think Coach of the Year would be Bill Belichick. This year, he doesn't have Tom Brady. He's going to coach Cam Newton, and he's good at coaching other quarterbacks besides Brady. He did it with I can't think of his name, but he's done it with other quarterbacks, and I think he'll do it with Cam. So Bill Belichick's my coach of the year.
All right, Jay McLovin.
Yeah, so when I think of coach of the year, I think of somebody who's taking a team from lesser and making them more. And so I'm going, and I know y'all going to think I'm biased, but I'm really not trying to be biased on this, but I'm going with my boy Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys, simply for the fact that he's got an all-supporting cast this year. He's probably got more than what Jason Garrett ever had. And he can develop a quarterback, and I think this is the year that he breaks the Cowboys' 20-year slump and takes us to the promised land.
Nate the Great.
Oh my God.
For the same reason, I'm going to go different coach, but for the same reason that Jay McLovin said, I got to go with 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan, because he's taken a team that had the previous year had a record of 4-12, I believe, and it's now a team that lost the Super Bowl. That's for one, big improvement, and two, they drafted, they got a couple of defensive players the previous offseason. Nick Bosa, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. But that team was like 23rd in defense, and now they're second, I believe.
Mm-hmm. All right, Freddie Henderson.
Coach of the year, my pick is going to, like Jay said, as the coach that took a franchise far further than they've been in a while, Bruce Arians for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know that might sound like the most popular pick, but honestly, this team will go further than they have in a long time. When you add a Tom Brady, that's already added expectations. Then you have a Rob Gronkowski in the mix. You have a Mike Evans and Chris Godwin that's already 1,000+ receiving yards in the season without Tom Brady. Then you have LaShawn. You add a LaShawn McCoy. Then you add Leonard Fournette. These dudes are Tom Brady have threats on the offensive end. You have O.J. Howard as tight end. So you have 2 or 3 key tight ends on the same team. So I definitely believe that Bruce Arians will be the coach of the year this year, because this team will go far. I believe they will go at least 2 rounds in the playoffs.
All right, and then my coach of the year, I'm going to go with that guy in Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury. I'm taking Cliff Kingsbury because if you look at what they've done, they traded for a DeAndre Hopkins, which to me is top 3 in the NFL as far as wide receivers go. That guy is flat out phenomenal. It doesn't matter who's throwing to him. He seems to always make a big play. They always have, and I know that Larry Fitzgerald's getting old, but he's always been reliable as long as he's been in Arizona. He's got some of the best hands ever. They have Kenyon Drake in the backfield. And then they have the upstart Kyler Murray, which as a rookie, he actually looked pretty good. So my coach of the year pick is going to be Cliff Kingsbury from Arizona. All right. So now moving on, how about we go to offensive player of the year? So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Mr. Henderson on this one. Freddie.
My offensive player of the year sucks because I also have him as my MVP as well. So, and I definitely think that he's going to put up some numbers. We've seen Mahomes do it. I mean, everybody knows it's going to be a quarterback. I mean, that's just what it is. It's going to be a quarterback, I believe, in my opinion, this year. And I believe it's going to be Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've seen Lamar Jackson last year elevated to be that top-tier quarterback. But who was in his way? Yes, he needs to step it up in the playoffs, and I think that this offseason he's worked on that, and I think that he will not fold under pressure, but that he will use his special abilities. I mean, from his first year in the NFL, check this out. This crazy, I was debating this with a guy at my job because I did not believe this. In 2018, he only had 1,201 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He had more rushing yards than he did passing. Last year, he followed up with 3,000 yards and 127 yards passing. He almost tripled what he did the first year. Gave you 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 113.3 QBR rating. That is crazy. So I expect that Chris Brown always say it, that Ravens team is loaded on both sides of the field. I expect him to put up big numbers. No defense can stack the box and stop him because they don't know what he's doing because he's just not a running threat anymore. He's a passing threat as well. So I expect him to be the offensive player of the year.
All right, Jay McLovin.
And I've seen him shaking his head already.
Yeah, that Lamar Jackson thinking he can pass. And anyway, I'm gonna put that aside because I don't want to get off on that tangent. I'm putting my guy at Saquon Barkley, man. When I think of player of the year, I think of somebody who has to go through adversity and rise above it and become better in every aspect. And Saquon Barkley, let's be honest, they ain't got no passing game. They ain't got no receivers. They barely have an offensive line. So everything this guy does, he's doing it night in and night out, and he's going through the most adversity. And I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson, he ain't got no adversity as much as Saquon Barkley does. Okay? So MVP, that's a whole other matter. We're not talking about MVP. Right now, we're talking about person of the year. Somebody who took something from nothing and made it special. And like Barry Sanders did, so will Saquon Barkley.
All right, now we'll go ahead and go over to Chris Brown.
Okay, we're talking about offensive player of the year. So when I look at this, I'm looking at a guy that's going to be electric, put up big numbers. And I'm talking about a guy in Kansas City. No, I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about Tyreek Hill. Now, the last healthy season Tyreek Hill he had over 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. If he can stay healthy and Patrick Mahomes stay healthy, that's going to be, in my opinion, the best duo in the league. You got a guy, Tyreek Hill, who's the fastest guy in the league. Nobody can guard him when it comes to one-on-one. He's becoming a better receiver every single year, route running, coming off releases, catching. Every year he's getting better. I predict this year, coming off a Super Bowl, a great offseason, I think Tyreek Hill is going to have over 1,700 total yards and double-digit touchdowns. I have Tyreek Hill as my offensive player of the year.
All right, Nate the Great.
So when I think of an offensive player of the year, I got to go with somebody who, I believe that can put up the high numbers, like high numbers in rushing or passing or both. But, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson because you saw what happened against Houston. You saw what happened against the Los Angeles Rams. And yes, I know Jay was like, what the heck? But, I mean, he beat pretty much almost all of the best quarterbacks out there. The only exception being Patrick Mahomes. But, man, last year was crazy for Lamar, and I think he's going to have a repeat.
All right, Chris M.
I'm sticking in Kansas City and going where the offense is led by, and that'd be Patrick Mahomes. He did it once before, and that capped off with a Super Bowl victory last year. But I think he will continue that streak this year. Lamar Jackson's on the cover of Madden this year, and that curse will continue this year. He'll get hurt somehow. But
Can I say something?
Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Pat Mahomes was the cover, and it led to the Super Bowl. So are you saying that because Lamar's the cover, he's going to win the Super Bowl? Because it didn't lead to injury. Yeah, he got injured, then he won the Super Bowl. So if Lamar Jackson's going to get a little ankle sprain and win the Super Bowl, I think he's cool with that.
All right. And then my offensive player of the year award, I am going. I really had to think about this one. This one, to me, was really tough because when you look at the NFL, there's going to be a ton of good players. But this one stood out the most, and it's a guy over in Carolina, and he goes by the name of Christian McCaffrey. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, he is that all-around back. He does everything. He can pass block. He can catch from the backfield. I mean, he's probably the best running back in the NFL. So at this point, I will go with Christian McCaffrey. And David Sparza made a comment that said, if Father Time doesn't catch up to him, he's going to go with Brady. He said he'll put Brady up there with big numbers because of the weapons he's got in Tampa. And Jay McLovin, it looks like you're wanting to say something, so go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to say thank you, David Sparza, because I really hope so, because he is my fantasy league quarterback. And I really need him this week.
Also, I have one thing for Ace. Did you consider putting D-Hop in this? Because I consider having D-Hop as my offensive player of the year. It was between him and Ty Hill for me.
Yeah, which I did consider it. So my two final choices that it came to was between Christian McCaffrey and DeAndre Hopkins. The only reason that I went with Christian McCaffrey is because Christian McCaffrey runs and receives.
Yeah.
With DeAndre Hopkins, he just catches. So I kind of threw that in there, and I'm like, okay, Christian McCaffrey will have more touches, which is going to make him look better. So that's why I went with Christian McCaffrey.
One question.
Yes, Jay McLevin.
Yes, I think that Freddie is copying off Nate the Great's paper with that pick. And Freddie, I don't think it's fair that you should be cheating off a guy that just graduated high school. You should have a little bit more professionalism, sir. Stop cheating over there.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be the other way around, though. I'm just saying.
Right. All right. So now we'll go from the offensive side of the ball and we'll go to the defensive side of the ball. So on this one, we're going to say who is going to be the defensive player of the year. And on this one, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Jay McLovin on this one.
Ooh, man, I'm going to go with the bad man that just got that big, ginormous contract in Mr. Garrett, Myles Garrett over there in Cleveland. I think that man is going to put up some fire. And I'm going to tell you something. Not to overlook Chase Young and what I think he's going to do this year, but Myles Garrett, hey, you got the money, and you better earn it, baby.
I like that one right there.
All right, so we'll go ahead, Nate the Great. We'll go with you on this one.
You know, I was stuck between two people. And one of those two people was Myles Garrett, but the other one, he's in San Francisco. He plays on the 49ers. I got to go with Nick Bosa because he was one of those two players that they got not this offseason, but the offseason beforehand. And it was just two people. And that just dramatically brought the team from number 23 to what? Second, like I said earlier. The other guy I don't know much about.
All right, we'll go ahead and go with Chris M.
I'm going with if he's healthy down in Houston, J.J. Watt. I know it's going down to his final years of his career, but no matter if he's playing or on the sidelines, he's a tough player. He can play injured or not. It just depends on the injury, and that's who I'm going for.
He's going to be.
All right, we'll go to hold on 1 second. We'll go to Mr. Freddie Henderson.
Ace, please, before I go, please let Jay McLevin say what he had to say. Please.
All right, go ahead, Jay McLovin. Say what you got to say.
Sorry, I violated rule number 1, and I put myself in timeout. I'm sorry. No, hey, I was just going to say, J.J. Watt, I've been watching this guy for a hot minute. I'm pretty sure all you guys have been watching J.J. Watt, and he is a great guy. But, man, listen, this guy, if he makes the game number 5 without a knee injury, back injury, hip injury, I'll be really, really, really happy. But let's be honest. History proves itself. That man's going to get hurt before year game 3.
Oh,
unfortunately,
right. Yeah. So, Freddie Henderson.
That's why I wanted to let him go. And I was hoping nobody said it, but I had J.J. Watt myself. He have not had a season with double-digit sacks in a minute. We all know that. He have not been the same J.J. Watt since the past due to injury, most of it. I do predict that this will be the first year in a while that he plays all games, all 16 games this year. So I believe we will see a double-digit sacks from J.J. Watt. He will show everybody why he's still an elite defender in this year's game. But he's still not good enough for me to give him the Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, I said it. I'm going to get it to the Mac Daddy, Khalil Mack. He's going to show you why he'll be the Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to show you why you paid him that big contract. Chicago, you should be proud because you got a franchise player and Khalil Mack, and you better hope you do something with, or you might have to trade him out of Chicago.
So when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year, originally, I was thinking of Khalil Mack. Even though with me being a Green Bay fan, it's tough to say a Chicago player, but there was one person who really came to mind that I'm like, okay, who could outperform Khalil Mack? And it's probably somebody that people are forgetting. And he plays there in LA, and he goes by the name of Aaron Donald. That guy is a bad man. That guy is almost virtually like unblockable. He's that good. So I believe he will be in double-digit sacks yet again. And he will, to me, end up being Defensive Player of the Year. And, all right, we have J-Mac, who just joined us now.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm here. I will not advise what I'm doing. I'm going to be operating motor vehicle, but I'm here, so we're good.
Okay, so the part that we're on is we are talking about who do you believe is going to be Defensive Player of the Year?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, that's a tough one. I'll say every year in and out, if J.J. Watt is healthy, you can always say he has a chance. But you have Khalil Mack, so I don't know. Between those two, I'd probably pick Khalil Mack just because he's been healthy more, I guess, is what I'll say.
Yeah, I would say too.
So Dave Esparza also left a message, and Dave said that he was going to say Khalil Mack, but he didn't want to be a homer just from being a Bears fan. So he said he's going to go with Aaron Donald also.
Aaron Donald is a good choice because he is a defensive tackle, not a defensive end, which is always I don't know. It's kind of more impressive if they have, double-digit sacks.
Which Aaron Donald almost does every year.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right. So now we're going to jump ship a little bit, and then we're going to go.
You forgot about me. I can't.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, Chris. Chris Brown. I'm sorry, man.
All right. Now, I wanted to go with a dominant D lineman because I played D line, and D lineman is the best position in football. That's just me being a defensive lineman by myself. But I had to think about it. Is there a guy that has a reason to go out and dominate? I'm going with Jamal Adams. First year in Seattle, You're talking about a guy that at the safety position can get you sacks like a DM. Last year he had 6.5 sacks in only 14 games. Talking about a guy that can play inside the box and he can cover. Jamal Adams is going to go to that Seattle team and make a huge impact in that D-back core. Not only, like I say, he can cover, he can help be in the box, he can rush, he can do everything at the safety position. And in his mind, he wants to win a championship. Now he's on a team that's good enough to do it. You got dominant guys around you, Bobby Wagner, you got the Griffin twins, you got a good D lineman, you also got other linebackers like KJ Wright. This is the year that people are going to really know how good Jamal Adams is.
I agree with that. That's a good point.
That is good, even though Shaquem Griffin just got put on the practice squad.
Oh, man.
But-
Which I think is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy to me.
All right, so now we'll shift focus. Now this time we're going to go to offensive rookie of the year. And so on this one, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Chris M on this one. Offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year is going to be C.D. Lamb of the Cowboys. I feel like watching him in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
When he would play in those Red River rivalry games against Texas, he would always give Texas a hard time, and I feel like he can give other teams some hard time this season, being the next 88 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to Mr. Freddie Henderson.
I need to respond to that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you can somebody tell me what team CD Lamb played for, please?
Cowboys, baby!
Okay, who's their quarterback again?
Dak Prescott, baby!
Super Bowl
Oh,
quarterback
Daniel
Dak
Jones.
Prescott this year.
Are we sure Dak Prescott will be able to give that man the football?
Chris M, good choice, Chris M. Good choice, Chris M.
As an
If,
Eagles, go ahead, Chris.
No, you're good. If only his offensive coordinator can possibly do that, and hopefully keep on the same page as they did those first few games last year, I think he could have a chance to get some good yards.
I predict by him wearing the playmaker's number 88. It will be the worst mistake of his career. It was going to curse him. It's going to be a worst pick by the Cowboys. But nevertheless, let me give you my pick. I actually believe it's going to be Joe Burrow. The reason why I say that is because the Bengals have nothing to rely on. He is the team. He's the heart of that team. He's the air of he breathed the air of that team. AJ Green, is he healthy still? A few weeks ago he's talking about a hamstring injury. So like I said, without him, this team is nothing. I believe he'll put up big numbers this year. I'm not going to say he's going to rely on wins, but he will put up big numbers this year, and I believe he'll win Rookie of the Year because of that.
We'll go ahead and go to Nate the Great.
I want to pick somebody from my favorite team and just say Jerry Jeudy, but I'm not going to do that because it's my favorite team. But I will have to agree. I'm going to say that pick that the Bengals got, Joe Burrow, really for the reasons that Freddie said, and to add on, they usually go with high draft picks as their rookie of the year. So, I'm just saying.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to Jay McLovin.
Well, Freddie, you didn't disappoint me. You're still supporting my belief that you are a cheater because you've cheated off Nate the Great with his pick. And now you picked obviously we're looking at my paper for Joe Burrow. Let me ask you this, Freddie. Do you know why Joey Burrow is going to come out and play great? Do you know why, Freddie?
Why?
Do I have to tell you why? Okay, I'm going to go into professor mode for about 2 seconds. I'm going to make this real quick. Joey Burrow, his teammates have said, and I quote, he's not coming to the huddle like a rookie, baby. He's coming to the rookie like he's been here before. The man's got confidence. His team believes in him. Something that Cincinnati has not ever really truly had in their quarterback. Now, listen, I will say this. There is a lot of pressure on him, but I think he can do it. But let me tell you something, Freddie. I'm picking on Chris Hill with this pick of CeeDee Lamb. Because even Amari Cooper said that Dallas is going to have 3 1,000-yard receivers. Let me tell you something. They're double-teaming Gallup. They're double-teaming Cooper. They're going to try to double-team or do something with the run. Who does that you think that leaves open? CeeDee Lamb, baby.
The quarterback stick that big ball.
He's strong. He's in the slot. He's going up the middle, and he's going to take it home, baby. But I'm still going to go with Joe Burrow as my pick. But I wanted to help Chris M out because Chris M was spot on with what he said.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and go to Chris Brown.
Now, I believe, Chris M., he said a wide receiver. Nate, you said you wanted to go with Jerry Jeudy. You should have. Why? Because I believe the offensive rookie of the year is going to be a wide receiver. This wide receiver class was loaded. But the wide receiver I'm picking is Jalen Reagor from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, why am I picking Jalen Reagor? Let me tell you why. When he was at TCU, put up numbers when he only had passes thrown to him that was catchable, 50%. He was playing with a trash can at quarterback at TCU. Now he's coming to the Eagles, right? Alshon's not healthy yet. D-Jack is working himself back. He's going to be, when he comes back, one of the top options. This is an athletic and explosive guy. He has football speed. Ran a 4.47. He has football speed. He's explosive. He can make big plays. We got wide receivers. We got running backs. You said how they're going to be doubling Amari, doubling Michael Cooper. Doubling Gallup. When you look at the Eagles, DJ can bring you over the top. Alshon Jeffrey, you can't guard him one-on-one. Who's that leave? And then we got 2 dominant tight ends. Who's that going to leave open? Jalen Reagor.
Question Ace for Mr. Brown and his assessment, if I may. 2 seconds. My question for you, Chris Brown, is this: Are you familiar with that Reagor has been hurt right now?
Yeah, I know.
And are you think you're overlooking Ruggs?
I'm not overlooking Ruggs. I just don't know if he's going to get the same amount of touches as those top 3 receivers that I said. And Jeudy, Lamb, even Pittman might get more touches than Ruggs. I like Ruggs. I just don't know what Gruden and Derek Carr is going to do with him. I like him, though. I think he's going to be a good guy. I just don't know what his touches is going to look like.
All right, so we'll go ahead and go to J-Mac.
I'm actually not going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go quarterback. I get none of them are starting other than Joe Burrow. I'm not going Joe Burrow. I believe that Tua is going to start for the Dolphins in Week 4 when they are 0-4, and he will go 8-4 the rest of the year and take them to 8-8.
I want J-Back's name back. I want that name back.
You deserve it after a pick like that.
Oh, God.
So it looks like on a lot of the offensive rookie of the year, it looks like we went quarterback and we went receiver. However, I'm going to throw a wrench in this, and I'm not going to go quarterback. I'm not going to go receiver. I'm actually going to go running back, and I'm actually going to go with that man in Indianapolis by the name of Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to go with him for offensive rookie of the year. When you look at this Colts team, Phillip Rivers is there now, but really they only have really one guy that they're throwing to in T.Y. Hilton. So I'm looking at how many touches that Jonathan Taylor is going to actually get. And I believe that Jonathan Taylor is going to get a lot of touches. As much as I wanted to go with Joe Burrow, the one thing I want to say about Joe Burrow is, look at the division that Joe Burrow is playing in. He's got to go up against the Ravens. He's got to go up against a Pittsburgh Steelers team, which defense is usually always pretty good. The team that I would not be so concerned about is Cleveland, but they might surprise some people because they do have that bad man in Myles Garrett. So that's the only reason I could not go with Joe Burrow. So I had to go with the running back, and so my pick is Jonathan Taylor.
I like that pick.
All right. So now we go. Huh?
It's not a bad pick, Ace. You got points in my book.
All right. So now we'll go from the offensive side, and now we'll go to defensive rookie of the year. So on defensive rookie of the year, we're going to go ahead and start with J-Mac on this one. J-Mac out west.
Chase Young from the Washington football team, because he's the only player they have and he's the number 2 pick. He has to win defensive rookie of the year or they wasted a pick on nothing.
Okay. We'll go ahead and go to Chris Brown.
Now, I was left with 2 choices on this. Isaiah Simmons in the car over at the Cardinals. I love his versatility. I do. You're talking about a guy that can play safety, linebacker, can rush the quarterback when he needs to. But I have to agree. I'm going with Chase Young. Now, I don't say he's their only guy because they honestly, this is coming from an Eagles fan. They have a decent D line. They got a decent D line. And just like what happened to Nick Bosa, when you got a decent D line, you're not going to get double teamed off the rip. Because you can't, because they got too many good D linemen over on the Washington football team. So with him not being able to be double teamed, I expect him to go off just like Nick Bosa did coming out of Ohio State, just like Joey Bosa did coming out of Ohio State. My pick for Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, I'm going Chase Young.
All right, now we'll go up to Freddie Henderson.
Man, this hurts to say this. It hurts like crap, man. I'm a Giants fan, everybody. When the draft was going on, and I seen my Giants did not get Chase Young, it hurt me. I also believe Chase Young will be the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that he would have helped my Giants out in so many ways. It would have been crazy. All I got to say is, Dave Gettleman, what are you doing? Get it together. You know what? This year you better show us why you passed up on him. That's all I got to say.
All right, now we'll go over to Nate the Great.
I am also going with Chase Young. I think a lot of us are, because I honestly think that no matter what team, except for maybe Pittsburgh or any other good, solid defenses, no matter what team you put him on, he's going to help that team out a lot. Jets, the Jets, the Cardinals, you name it, it's going to help that team out a lot.
All right, so now we'll go to Chris M.
I'm kind of going to keep on that bandwagon and go Chase Young. I was going to go with Stephon Diggs, I believe. But a lot of Ohio State players, when they get ready for the draft, seem to do well in their first year. And I think that Chase Young is going to do that for Washington.
All right, now we'll go to Jay McLovin.
God, it's like everybody's cheating off the same page. Look, it's going to be Chase Young. It's going to be Chase Young. There's no way it's not Chase Young. Who in the world? That's why he went number 2 in the draft, people. It's going to be Chase Young. Nobody else is going to outshine that guy.
Yeah, there was only two people that were really in my head. The only other guy that I could think of that might do it, even though he was the 28th pick, was Patrick Queen, because he was supposed to be huge coming out of college. But I did not go with Patrick Queen. I'm sticking with everybody else, and I'm going with Chase Young for pretty much the same reasons as everybody else was saying. So I think we all agree that Chase Young is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Chris Brown, you have to say something.
Yeah, you don't think Isaiah I understand everybody's going with Chase Young, but you said the only other guy. You don't think that only other guy could be Isaiah Simmons over at the Cardinals?
Hell no.
Why not? I'm just curious. I think.
Have you seen what Chase Young did in his career?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm going with Chase Young. But when Ace said the only other guy that in his mind, the only other guy after Chase Young for me would be Isaiah.
Oh, with Queen, and you were saying, like, why is it not Thomas?
Why isn't Isaiah Simmons? Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Simmons. I apologize.
Yeah.
Simmons. Yeah.
Isaiah Simmons would be the second guy if it's not Chase Young for me. This dude is versatile. He can, like I said, play safety, linebacker, can rush the quarterback. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I feel like he's going to have a crazy year, but I'm still going with Chase Young. I just think Isaiah Simmons will be second. That's my take.
And I agree with everything you just said. Just I was just really high on Patrick Queen. I really was. So that's why I said I would have put Chase Young 1 and Patrick Queen 2 and then Isaiah Simmons 3. That was just in my book.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Isaiah Simmons. That's why I said that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to go to the big award of the year, and we're going to talk about that MVP award, because everybody wants to hear what our predictions for MVP is going to be. So on this one, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to start with Mr. Nate the Great on this one.
I I feel like this is a pick that's going to surprise a lot of people, especially JMac. But I'm going to go with Drew Lock because okay, so here's why.
Go do it, Nate. Do it.
In 2018, Lamar Jackson's record was 6-1. He threw for a passing record of 1,201 yards, and he had scored 6 touchdowns. You look at Drew Lock's. Yes, it's not exactly the same, but Drew Lock, his record is 4-1. 2 less wins, I get that, but he also didn't play for 7. He played for 5. His passing yards is 1,020. The 7. He also had 1 more touchdown in 2019 than Lamar Jackson did in 2018, with 7 touchdowns compared to 6 touchdowns. Now, I understand if those of you that pick Patrick Mahomes or Drew Lock, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but Drew Lock is my pick.
All right, Freddie Henderson.
Man, I'm sorry. I just had to walk off sad a little bit because what Nate just said just threw me off, like all the way off. Like in order for that to be happening, the Broncos better come close to a Super Bowl, Nate. That's all I gotta say.
I gotta add something. If we were having this discussion last year, I bet, and if I said Lamar Jackson, I bet some of y'all will be surprised about that.
Okay.
What is an MVP? An MVP is the most valuable player. The valuable player that if you take that player off the team would be nothing.
He's gonna take my pick.
All right, here it comes.
He's gonna take my pick.
You hear a guy on ESPN say this by the name of Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, never mind.
He's a bad man.
He's not taking my pick. He went left.
Aaron Rodgers. Yes, I said it. Aaron Rodgers. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, he's pissed off. You need to put some respect on this man's name. You have a Green Bay Packers team who drafted a quarterback in the first round. Why? You have a franchise quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Why would you draft another quarterback? Do you know ever since Aaron Rodgers been the quarterback, they have not drafted a skills player in the first round until this year, and he was a quarterback. So what that means? Last year you bought a coach who was wet behind the ears, Similac on the breath, and Matt LaFleur. Why would you get an unexperienced coach to coach Aaron Rodgers? So we know it normally takes a quarterback a year to get used to that offensive system. Devontae Adams is still there. Aaron Jones is still there. Aaron Rodgers will put up similar numbers that we know that bad man that he is. And before Chris goes, I'm going to tell you a crazy stat. Yes, I did my research. for this topic. Do you know in the last 10 years, Aaron Rodgers have not thrown double digits interceptions? That's how crazy it is. This dude is. On a bad year, he gave us 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He going to double that this year.
All right. So we'll go ahead and go to Chris Brown on this one.
All right. One thing I'm gonna say is, with Aaron Rodgers, I love Aaron Rodgers. He's talented, but dude, two out of his top 3 weapons are running backs. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Now, for my MVP, I'm going Russell Wilson. You talking about a guy that doesn't throw interceptions? Russell Wilson doesn't throw interceptions. Last year, he had over 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Now, this year, you got wide receivers that's healthy and that's getting better. Tyler Lockett, and you got my man DK. And then at tight end, you went and got Greg Olsen. With this Seattle team, they're a running team. Yeah, he still finds a way to have over 30 touchdowns, to throw over 4,000 yards. Now, I predict they're going to win their division. By them winning their division, I think this is going to be the year that people will realize, you talk about MVP, most valuable player. There's nobody more valuable to their team than Russell Wilson. You take Russell Wilson off that Seattle team, you heard what I said. There's nobody more valuable to their team year after year after year than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has no O-line. You're looking at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had 2 of the best tackles left and right year after year after year after year after year. Running backs year after year after year after year.
What about wide receivers? What about wide receivers, sir?
They both didn't have wide receivers. So what you saying? And Devontae Adams is better than any wide receiver that Seattle has.
Are you sure?
So Tyler Lockett is better than Devontae Adams? Because now you just messing up your whole argument there, buddy.
Well,
so where you want to go with it? You going to back up?
It does copy off papers.
Like Russell Wilson is going to be the MVP. He's going to throw for over 4,500 yards. He's going to throw for over 35 touchdowns. And like your man Aaron Rodgers, he does not throw double-digit interceptions.
All right. So we'll go ahead and go to Chris M on this one.
Kind of like the NFL honors, it's going to come down to three names. It's going to be Brady, Mahomes, and possibly Russell Wilson. But I'm thinking Brady's going to take it. He's always in the running every year. He either gets second place or MVP. And I think he has a chance to get MVP this year with the Buccaneers. Buccaneers will have a better season this year than they have had in the last few years. So Brady's my pick.
All right. And I believe, Jay McLovin now.
Go ahead and give it to J Mac. I want to wrap this one up.
J Mac.
So you're talking about most valuable player for his team. You guys keep mentioning that. By the way, Chris Brown, one other point real quick about Russell Wilson versus Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson also doesn't have an offensive line, and he hasn't missed a game in his career. So let's remember that as well.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend, for helping me out.
So I'm not picking Russell Wilson, I'll tell you that. But most valuable player to his team, this will make Freddie happy. I actually think Saquon Barkley has a chance at the MVP this year if he puts up monster numbers like he did a year ago.
Okay. Jay McLovin.
Okay. I've done heard 1, 2, 3, 4 responses to this question. And I don't think you guys are fully seeing the full big picture. I'm going to explain it for you. The only one I find admiration for is J-Mac. He has the same name as my email account. So it's all good. I see the correlation. We think alike, and it's awesome. Freddie Henderson. Right now, the formaldehyde is being pumped into Aaron Rodgers' career. He is almost death. We're just waiting to bury him and put the casket in the ground, baby. Look, guys, I like to say Saquon Barkley pick. Actually, that was my number one. And I don't take sloppy seconds, so I'm going to let J-Mac have my number one. MVP is a guy that takes a team that has all odds stacked against it and elevates that team. That's a valuable player. That's like saying like LeBron James. So LeBron James be the valuable player of the Lakers? No, but why? Because the Lakers are already elevated. He can't elevate it anymore. Christian McCaffrey. Let's take that guy for a minute. He's got a new quarterback coming under center. He's got a new quarterback coming under center in Teddy Bridgewater, which I think Teddy Bridgewater is getting a resurgence of his career.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. You guys are overlooking Christian McCaffrey. Everything that happens in Carolina is going to dictate on Christian McCaffrey. He receives it, which means he helps out Bridgewater. He runs it, which helps out Bridgewater. Everything he done elevates that team. Now, let me tell you, nobody's picking Carolina to do anything, but let me tell you something. Everything Carolina gets this year, you can look at Christian McCaffrey and say, thank you. End of story.
That's a good pick.
All right. So the final one here, and this may not surprise J-Mac at all. This may not surprise a lot of people because I got to go with Mr. Freddie Henderson on this one because that guy's a bad man. And I'll tell you why. Especially this year because of that chip he's going to have on his shoulder because they went out and they drafted Jordan Love, and now they're saying he's done. He's done for in Green Bay. No, that's why he's going to play the best career or the best season he's ever had is because he's going to show everybody, hey, I'm not done yet. This is my team until I tell you it's not my team anymore. And that's why.
That's not really actually accurate because they went out and got Jordan Love, which dispels that entire theory of saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to tell you what's what. Jordan Love dispelled that notion.
What I'm saying is if he leads them to a Super Bowl victory this year, And then he takes
give
them
you
back again. Next year, there's going to be no way, and I mean no way, that Green Bay's going to be like, oh, he just won a Super Bowl, so we're going to let him pack it. No way. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a fair statement.
All right. So now we are done with the NFL awards. So now the next question that we are going to talk about actually involves Eli Manning. And we're going to talk about whether we think Eli Manning is actually going to be in the Hall of Fame or not. So we will go ahead and we will start with Jay McLovin on this one. Do you believe that Eli Manning is going to be a Hall of Famer?
There's no doubt he's going to be. Well, let me tell you something. Old school Hall of Fame rules, no, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. New school rules and what they're doing now, he's a Hall of Famer. And if you can give me about 3 seconds, I'll tell you why. Old school Hall of Fame rules are this. A person who redefines their position. Somebody that made a big impact on the game. Somebody that dominated their position for a period of time. That's old school Hall of Fame rules. New school is basically if you can get a Super Bowl under your name, at some point you're going to get in the Hall of Fame. That's pretty much all there is to it. But Eli Manning, I will say this for him. He has 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 4-time Pro Bowler, Walter Payton Player Man of the Year, 7th in passing yards at 57,000 roughly, touchdowns 366, completions at 48.95. You know, the guy's done enough, I think, by today's standards to make it into the Hall of Fame.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to Chris Brown.
I have to agree. You know, old school rules, no, he's not getting in. He never redefined the position, you know. And if you look at him, I think he's going to get in, not the first ballot, not the second ballot, but sometime down the line. When you look at him, he's never had a really good regular season. He just had 2 good postseason runs. I mean, you talk about a guy that, yes, he has 366 touchdowns, but he has 244 interceptions. Every year that he played the full season, he's throwing double-digit interceptions. He had a couple years where he threw over 20. Is he one of the best quarterbacks of all time? No. But those 2 Super Bowls and the fact that he beat 2 Tom Brady teams is going to be the reason why someday he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
All right, Chris M.
Short answer, yeah, he's going to get in. Why? Because, like you mentioned earlier, he defeated Patriots twice. One of them, the Patriots were going on a 16-0 record, trying to unseat the Dolphins of 1972. And if, like in the old rules, you're saying that redefining a position, I don't think he redefined a position. He probably redefined a season where no one really believed in the Giants back in 07, 08. I think he does deserve to get in the Hall of Fame, where Peyton Manning might go in a couple years, a year or 2.
All right, Freddie Henderson.
Hey, Ace, honestly, I'm interested to see what Nate the Great is going to say on this one.
All right, Nate the Great.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, out of his 16 years in the NFL, he's only been to the Pro Bowl 4 times. He's never been on a first-team All-Pro. He's led the league in interceptions 3 times. 3 times throughout his career. 3 seasons, what I meant. I mean, he has a worse passer rating than Jay Cutler and Case Keenum. You want to talk about Super Bowls? Well, Marv Fleming, that was he played for the Green Bay Packers and Miami Dolphins. He won 4. I mean, and no, he's not in the debate for question. And yeah, he's a tight end from the 60s. But talk about Sammy Baugh. Sammy Baugh is in the Hall of Fame, and he is a quarterback from the 50s. His win-loss record is 116 to 115. 1 more win than loss. And Trevor Siemian has 1 more win in his career than he has lost.
That's why I wanted Nate the Great to go. And I figured if anybody be disrespectful on this panel, it would have been him. Here we go. Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. Eli Manning is the best Manning to play football, period. Yes, I said he's even better than Peyton Manning.
I'm done.
Yes, I said it. You know why? Nobody cares what you do in the season. I don't care about the season. I care about what's going on in the postseason, playoffs. Eli Manning is one of the clutchest quarterbacks when it comes to the playoffs. We've seen what happened twice when they was a wild card team. They came back and beat great quarterbacks. Didn't he beat Aaron Rodgers in one of those playoff matchups? I believe so. But then he stopped Tom Brady from having 8 Super Bowls. Just think about it. They would have won a Super Bowl. They would have won. Tom Brady would have 8 of those. And then the last thing, you talking about reliable. You talking about a quarterback who never had an elite offensive line who gets tore up by sacks. Can you believe the only way that this dude did not play every game in his career was because of a coach who should have never been a coach in New York, did not play in one game. So Eli Manning is one of the most dependable quarterbacks at that position. He's a Hall of Famer. No question about it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to J-Mac.
Yeah, so I'm still reeling off the stuff that Freddie said. I am not disagreeing with him that Eli Manning, by today's standards, is a Hall of Famer. But what I am disagreeing with what he said is he's talking about it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season, it does matters what you do in the playoffs. And yet he keeps talking about Aaron Rodgers being this uplifted GOAT of all time. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. What's his playoff record again? So you're contradicting yourself in the kind of the things that you're saying.
Ace, I'm sorry. Ace, I'm sorry. I gotta take over.
I'm just making a point. I'm just making your point for you. You talk about Eli in the playoffs. What about Rodgers in the playoffs? He's made 1 Super Bowl in his career. Eli won 2. Eli's a Hall of Famer. End of discussion. Eli's a Hall of Famer.
Hold on.
I got rebuttal.
We all do, man.
I
want to go last.
I think everybody has a rebuttal at this point. Let me say what I got to say really, really quick, and then I'll give you guys a chance to rebuttal on this. Because my thing on this is everybody wants to know, is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? So, Nate, there's a few things that I wanted to point out with what you said. You mentioned about how Eli Manning led the league in interceptions for 3 years, right?
Yeah, not consecutive, but 3 years.
No. Yeah, but you said it for 3 years. So if you want to put interceptions in there as a stat, there is this guy in Green Bay that was a phenomenal quarterback for years, and he's thrown the most interceptions all time. Yet, Hall of Famer, right? And Brett Favre.
I don't know his other stats.
They all better than Eli's. Just know that.
No, they are. They are. But he has the most career interceptions ever. And now, Freddie. I get that you're uplifted, because you are a Giants fan and you're like, yeah, Eli, the best Manning to ever play. I completely disagree with that. If you're trying to put Eli Manning above Peyton Manning, that is that's blasphemous, man. That's freaking crazy. How can you even think that? Eli Manning above Peyton? Are you kidding me?
Can I answer that question, please?
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Can I answer?
I think he's kidding you. I think he's kidding you.
Can I answer?
I think he's joking for us, man.
I think I'm laughing right now. That's comedic special.
Can I answer the question, please?
Okay, Freddie Henderson, go.
I got 2 statements I want to have. First, I'm going to go after you, Ace. Then I'm going after J-Mac. Number 1, if it was not for Cam Newton jumping on the ball, would Peyton Manning not only have 1 Super Bowl? Yes, he would have only 1 Super Bowl. And what would that mean? Eli Manning would have had 2 Super Bowls. Would have had more than more than Peyton Manning. This dude was more clutch in the playoffs than Peyton Manning. So, J-Mac, how dare you? How dare you disrespect the baddest man in the NFL, the baddest quarterback in the NFL history? He's the best quarterback in NFL history. And a bad man in Aaron Rodgers. Talking about in the playoffs. Sir, have you known what the Green Bay Packers is surrounded this man on the offensive side? on the Green Bay Packers. What about the defensive side for the Green Bay Packers? Last year was the most impressive defense they had in a good minute, sir. You act like this team is loaded and Aaron Rodgers has underachieved. Aaron Rodgers, for year after year after year, they put them on the back. They took them to the glory land. And by the way, Chris M and J Mac, he's done something you Cowboy fans wish y'all team would have done.
All right. So sounds like Chris Brown wants to go last. So I'll let Chris Brown go last. So I will go to James Lovin on this one.
It was so hard to bite my tongue for this long and respect rule number freaking 1. And by the way, rule number 2. And Chris Brown, I'm going to give you the last because I know you want to have the ultimate respect, and I'm going to give that to you. And that's why I want to go now, and I'm going to let you wrap this thing up. All right. Hey, listen, here, let me tell you something, guys. The Hall of Fame isn't what it used to be.
Thank you.
The Hall of Fame is watered down.
Thank you.
I swear to God, my 3rd grade high school friend that played Pee Wee could have made it into the Hall of Fame. You could write the Hall of Fame very, very simply. I stated to you guys earlier what the qualifications were when the Hall of Fame in that gold jacket is what it is. Redefining your position. I'm sorry. There's one stat that you guys have not mentioned, and this is what's killing me. There's one stat about Eli Manning that's killing me. Eli Manning would have never made it in old school Hall of Fame rules. He would just be brushed by the wayside. He's got a 500 record in the regular season. He's not that great, guys. He's an average quarterback who you heard it.
Average.
Look at the stat. Look at it, Freddie. You can argue all you want, but in regular season, 500. Now, I'm not saying the boy didn't get 2 Super Bowls, but let me tell you something. It was more than just Eli Manning that got those 2 Super Bowls. His overall worth in the regular season, and I'm pretty sure, as everybody has seen throughout the other stats outside of that stat that support that, he's an average quarterback at best. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm Walter Payton, old school. I'm Roger Staubach, old school. I'm Bart Starr, old school. And Eli Manning, in the watered down society, is going to get in there. He couldn't even hold Troy Aikman's cleats, quite honestly, because he's never been through the actual war. The wars. I remember seeing blood all over Troy Aikman going through it. Your boy's average, but he's had the benefit of a good coach. He's got a benefit of Toomer, Tiki Barber, Michael Strahan, and all the rest of those guys that got him where he was. I'm not saying the guy didn't do well, but old school rules, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's just not. He did not redefine the position of the quarterback. He never did. He's an average quarterback. His brother is better than him. And I really.
Okay. All right. So, Nate the Great, did you have something to say or not?
I had 3 things to say. First off, it's a correction to Jay for he said that I believe that nobody has mentioned this. I kind of did. I said that his record was 116 and 115. So.
Oh, my bad, Nate the Great. And I apologize for not hearing that one particular stat. I might have fell asleep in it, so I apologize. I'm a little older than you are.
So my second thing is to Freddie. You said I was disrespecting Eli, but you're disrespecting Peyton. How? Because he has so many broken records. Yeah, granted, Drew Brees probably broke all of his records by now, but he has so many more broken records than Eli. And then the third final thing I have to say. So if you're talking about this whole Super Bowl thing, would you put Brock Osweiler in the Hall of Fame?
When did he win a Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 50.
As a backup.
As a starting quarterback?
He won it as a backup.
Peyton was
Hold
injured.
on. Hang on. Ace, if I can, for
I'm
just
about
a
to break
minute.
the rules soon, Ace. I'm about to break the rule
Sorry.
number 1, Barry. So
I know,
go
I know.
ahead, J-Mac.
I know. Wait till
Go
you're
ahead,
called
J-Mac.
on.
Go ahead, J-Mac.
I'm sorry. I did break new rule number 1. I apologize, Jay McLovin,
break
for
it.
breaking new rule number 1.
I'm about to
But-
break it.
Let me just say this, Freddie. I'm trying to respect what you're saying. I'm just pointing out the flaws in your argument. You're talking about Eli Manning and what he did in the playoffs. I'm not disagreeing with that. So I'm not disrespecting him. I'm also not disrespecting Aaron Rodgers by saying that he has a losing record in the playoffs and has won 1 Super Bowl. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I gotta go.
All right, hold on. Okay. All right, so Chris Brown, you are up because you're the last one on this topic, so we can get on to the next topic.
I've been trying to hold.
Hold on,
Go ahead,
hold on,
Jay.
hold on.
Go ahead.
No, Chris Brown, I'm not trying to interrupt you. You're gonna do your thing. But before you guys go, I'm gonna give you one example of an old school quarterback that's playing currently today. But I want to do that. I want to wrap that up. Chris Brown, go.
Listen, I loved what you said about the old school Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame, the reason why I love the NFL Hall of Fame because you had to be great and redefine your position, all that stuff to get in. Now anybody's getting into the Hall of Fame. Same with the NBA. They let anybody in that has good stats. Yeah, you saying Eli Manning has all these passing yards. The dude has all these interceptions. You keep talking about the postseason. The 2 postseason runs he won championships. Everything other than that, he has not won a postseason game. All the other times he was in the postseason, 0-1. And the fact that you say he's better than Peyton Manning, dude, he's not even better than his dad. He's not even better than his nephew. So, like, stop. What? You doing this? What you doing this for? We can take off glasses. You keep talking about the postseason. Every time he's in the postseason, other than them Super Bowl victories, he has lost, my friend. He has lost. He's an average quarterback. You talking about he's great, he's better than Peyton Manning. The dude has a 500 regular season, win percentage. Nobody thought about him. Nobody cared about him. He's an average quarterback. Yeah, he has all the passing stats because he's been playing for forever. Keep making this face, Freddie. What he has an all-time talent. What's his all-time talent in? Tell me. Throwing interceptions, not being able to make reads. He got carried by a great defense in 2007. 2011, he had another great defense. He went on them 2 runs. Let's cap it up for him. What has he done other than that? Nothing. I tried to be nice and respectful because, this new Hall of Fame, they give it to nice guys that have good stats. He's in a good family. So, tried to be nice to say he's going to get it. I'm taking that back. He's not a Hall of Famer. The dude's trash. What? We can say what? Freddie,
Hey, I'm sorry. I thought you were on this topic. I gotta say something.
No. Freddie, let him finish, and then I got my 30-second, and then you can have a 30-second rebuttal.
The postseason, like, dude, 1-2 postseason runs. A lot of quarterbacks went on great postseason runs. Doesn't make him a great player. He is not a great player. I tried to be nice and respectful, but once you said them 2 things about kept saying postseason runs and said he's better than his brother, couldn't even hold his brother's jock strap, my friend. Even when he had a broken neck. And then they said something about Brett Favre and interceptions. Well, at least everybody knew Brett Favre was a great quarterback. He's going to take those chances for one. And Brett Favre has had more playoff victories in Green Bay and in Minnesota than Eli, your guy, Manning.
Can I go now?
I gotta say what I'm
topic, but I gotta say something.
Hold on, Ace.
Hold on, Freddie.
Let me take it first. Let Freddie wrap it up. Let me take it first and let Freddie wrap it up. This is a good topic. Ace, let us just have a second here.
You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
Listen. Let me turn it out. Tom Brady. If you want to know who an all-famer is, Tom freaking Brady. 6 rings, 15-0. The only person that ever came close to the 72 no-name defense Dolphins was Tom Brady. 15-0, baby. 15. That is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm sorry, Freddie. You want your boy in. I get it. But your boy doesn't meet the qualifications of what a Hall of Fame is. Because after that, if you let him in, you might as well just go ahead and call it anybody's fame material. Because these aren't halls. These are just general people we're letting in. And let me tell you something, Freddie. Remember this. Every time you take away from the hall and what it used to be, you water it down. You disrespect.
Your 30 seconds up, sir.
Okay, I got to give Freddie his 30 seconds. Freddie, you got 30 seconds. Go.
I got one statement. This is going to be a hot take here. It might make everybody walk off the set. Eli Manning is a better player than Drew Brees. Drew Brees will not make it to the Hall of Fame. And that's guaranteed because
You don't
he
believe
has
that. You don't even believe that.
disappointed the New Orleans Saints. He have become a underachiever. He have not achieved like Eli Manning have.
Freddie, you don't
We're moving
believe
on now,
that.
Ace. This is your
You don't believe
segue.
that. Can we move on? Because Freddie just says stuff he don't even believe. I feel like this topic has got watered down. Ace, let's go.
Ace, let's move on, baby.
Yes. Okay. So we are going to move on from that. So the next thing that we are going to go to is we're going to talk about division winners. All right. So on division winners, we're going to go ahead and start with J-Mac on this one. So how about we go ahead and start with the NFC West? So J-Mac, NFC West.
Well, I think Seattle and San Francisco are going to battle it out right till the end of the season. But Seattle's loaded, man. And I think that Seattle has a way better quarterback than the 49ers do. And they don't have to rely so much on their running game for their quarterback to be successful. So I got Seattle winning. I say it goes to the last week or the last time that they play each other. It'll be that. But I see Seattle winning it, let's say 11-5.
Okay, so we'll go to Freddie Henderson on this one, NFC West.
Ooh, man, this is tough. You never can count out Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks because every year they find a way to be a part of the picture. And I'm going to be different today.
You want to look at my paper?
I got mine too.
I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, they need a reboot for one reason. What we thought what they was going to do last year, they need to do it this year. You have Sean McVay as your head coach. He's an awesome coach. Him and Goff, Jared Goff is the greatest coach and quarterback combination in today's football, in my opinion. Then you get rid of Ty Gurley. They got a young running back to the draft, and I think that he's going to be the workhorse for that team. So I believe with Aaron Donald and the boys still there, I think the Los Angeles Rams will win that division this year. And I believe we'll go 12-4, but the Seattle Seahawks will be right behind them.
Chris Brown, you're up. Who wins the NFC West?
Definitely not the Los Angeles Rams, but I'm not even going to go into that. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I have the Seattle Seahawks. They're loaded. Yes, Russell Wilson. They have a good run. The thing about Russell Wilson, which I like so much, is that the Seattle has always been a run-first team. Yeah, Russell Wilson keeps making big plays after big plays. I like the receiving core. I like the tight end they got in Greg Olsen. I kind of have questions about the O-line, but even with a bad O-line, Russell Wilson get it done. I like Jamal Adams. I like their safety. I still have them winning the division around 12-4, 11-5. My only question with Seattle is who's going to step up and be a dominant pass rusher. That's my only thing. They need a good pass rush. That's the only thing I have about them, but I still see them winning the division.
All right, we'll go to Nate the Great, NFC West.
If the Jamal Adams trade did not happen, I would go with San Francisco. But the Jamal Adams trade did happen. I'm going to go with Seattle. But I am going to make a bold prediction. I think San Francisco will not get their first loss until they play Seattle the first time, which will be in November.
That ain't bold.
All right. Chris M.
This might be a bold prediction. Rams are not going to the playoffs. They're going to finish last. 2-14 is my record. I got Arizona and Kyler Murray going 13-3, making the playoffs at the 2 seed. 5-1 division record.
Okay. Jay McLovin.
Look, guys, you done added Josh Gordon, which we all know is going to be reinstated. That's just a minor technicality at this point. Seattle's not signing him if he's not being reinstated. So with the addition of a number one wideout and Josh Gordon, and then having Lockett and DJ Metcalf as a supporting cast, I'm telling you, listen, guys. And then you're going to tell me you're going to bring in a center fielder and Jamal Adams? Are you kidding me? I was begging him to come to Cowboys. You guys Seattle has the team. They got the defense. They got the offense. They got the field general. They got a coach of Pete Carroll that has been successful everywhere he's gone. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Seattle, baby. There's no question. There's no team out there that's going to take them. 49ers, are you kidding me? Garoppolo, get out of here. Stop it. No, sir, just stop it.
So I'm trying to remember who I started with on this one. Who did I start with on this one?
Me.
Okay,
J-Mac.
so that was you. Okay, so Randy, who wins the NFC West?
Please.
Man, you all are on drugs. All of you. You all need to stop what Freddie is pulling out of his ass. You guys are all on drugs. Freddie, that Los Angeles Ram pick, they'll be lucky to stay in the same division. Arizona's finished better than St. Louis. Okay? Arizona will probably finish better than Seattle. The Niners will win this division. Hey, let me ask you. Let me ask you guys something. Who plays better? Somebody from outside the division or from inside?
Inside the division always plays harder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But let me tell you something. That Arizona pick.
wait.
Hold on.
You're on
Hold on,
crack.
guys.
Do you find that more of an outrageous statement than Freddie's pick to win the division?
Oh, no. Seattle's going to win the division. Ain't no hands down about it.
The Rams pick was out of this world.
No, Freddie's. We always know Freddie's off kilter. That's a given. I'm asking about you. You seem like a very intelligent young man, and I want to know why it is you're on crack cocaine when you need a 1-800 number picking the Cardinals over Seattle or even the
Really?
49ers.
My crack cocaine? Whatever you're sniffing coming out of Freddie's butt.
Okay, hold on,
Hey,
guys.
Freddie's butt sniffs pretty good though.
Seattle was like 6 or 7-1 in one-score games last year. Do you really think they're going to get that lucky this year?
Yes, better
Yes,
roster.
because they have a guy named Russell Wilson. Where have you been for the last 5 years?
They have a better roster than last year.
Right here.
Hey, let me ask, what
Right
are the
here.
qualifications to get on this show?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. So I got to rein that in now a little bit. I got to rein it in. Okay. So on that one, with that being said, I need to stick with my original thing with what I said that Cliff Kingsbury will be coach of the year. So obviously in this one, I gotta go with the Cardinals because of
Oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm unplugging my mic.
You need to with that pick of yours.
Okay. All right. So I think a majority of us pick Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
One person picks the Niners, and then two of us take the Cardinals. Okay.
Hey, don't forget one person.
No,
picked the
Freddie's
Rams.
got the
We're not
Rams.
acknowledging that. We're not acknowledging that. Okay? Let's pretend that did not
yeah.
happen.
I forgot.
I don't think anybody picked the Niners.
I forgot. Okay, so that was our division winner. So now we're going to jump into our Super Bowl predictions. So with our Super Bowl predictions,
You're not gonna do the other divisions?
you only did like one.
Sorry, I forgot. Okay, so this one will be fun, and we'll go into the NFC East.
Oh boy.
This one will be fun. So with the NFC East, we'll go ahead and we'll start out with Chris Brown on this one.
You know who's doing that, man. The Philadelphia Eagles is winning the division. I mean, you got a better, you got a better quarterback. You got a better defense. You got a, can I say a better head coach? I'm going to say it anyway because I don't care. Listen, we improved at every single front. Everybody said our wide receivers was trash getting hurt. We got a whole bunch of wide receiver weapons now. You talking about the D-backs getting hurt. We went out and we got a Darius Slay. We went out and we got a Nicole Roman. You got two of the top 20 cornerbacks in this league. You got a number one guy and a slot guy. Then you look at our safeties. Rodney McLeod, when he's healthy, top 15 safety in this league. Put Jalen Mills back there. You got a guy that can cover, a guy that's not scared of contact. He is going to do his thing. You look at the D-line. Best D-line in the league, Fletcher Cox. We went and got Hargrove. Yes, I said it. We went and got I said it. We went and got Hargrove. We got Brandon Graham. We got Bennett. You look at the offense. You look at the offense. 2 of the top 10, arguably top 8 tight ends in this league. Both tight ends are better than Dallas tight ends. You look at the O-line. Everybody say Dallas has the best O-line. Well, the center's not there no more. Left guard, but right tackle injured. Like I said, Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott. The Eagles are going to take this division. I'm looking at 2 Cowboys fans right now. They're saying, "Oh, I'm crazy." We can bet some money when they play because I can't wait.
I got my damn ATM card
I
ready
bet you
to
all
go.
that Freddie take the Giants.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with Freddie Henderson because I can't wait to hear this.
Let me go last, please.
Go ahead, pick the Giants, Freddie. Pick the Giants.
Right now, I'm trying to recuperate from Jay McLovin and Old Man Randy, so let me go last, please.
Okay, so he's going last.
Pick the Giants, Freddie. Don't be shy.
You know what? We'll go to Nate the Great. Nate the Great, what do you got?
Okay, so I agree with 2 things that Chris Brown has said. Philadelphia has better tight ends than Dallas, and Philadelphia has a better head coach than Dallas. But I think it's going to be Dallas. I think Dallas is going to win the division. I say 10-6 being the record. That offense is stacked, is why I'm going to say that. In Philadelphia, their players are not really healthy, especially Carson Wentz.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to Chris M on this one. Chris M.
Coming in at 13-3, Dallas Cowboys, #1 seed. They have good tight ends, probably maybe better tight ends than what we had last year and maybe previous years. We don't have Witten. He's in Las Vegas now, but Cowboys will make a Super Bowl run this year, 13-3. And even though Philadelphia and Dallas they have a heated rivalry every year they play, it always comes down to the final game of the year for at least a final playoff spot or a division title. Cowboys are going to get that title this year. Philadelphia had it last year.
Have you looked at their schedule?
All right, so we'll go to J-Mac on this one. J-Mac?
Okay, so I'll start out by saying this. By sheer talent, the Cowboys should win this division every single year. There should be no question. It shouldn't be close. That's no question. But somehow, every year, they don't do it. Or they get in the playoffs, and they don't win there. So from a trust factor, I don't know that I could trust the Cowboys. Honestly, it's really hard for me to pick between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
No, it's not.
Because I really don't care for either team to win the division, to be completely honest. But I can't pick. But I can't pick a team. First off, they don't have enough talent to win. But I can't pick a team that's called the Washington Football Team because that's just they need to trade away their name. And I can't pick the Giants because, well,
they're Giants.
They're the Giants, and apparently Eli Manning is their best player of all time. So, according to Freddie. So if it comes down in the end, the Cowboys are probably going to win the division, and it's probably going to come down to the last game, and they'll win it by – they'll be 10-6, and the Eagles will be 9-7.
I'm disgusted.
Okay, so we'll go to Old Man Randy on this one. NFC East, who wins it?
I'm 100% with Jason on this. 100%. I don't know where 13-3 came from. They cannot get lucky that many times. They probably lose by like 30 in the wild card round. And Carson Wentz
I never said that.
Overrated.
I said 13-3, but
okay. So on this one, we'll go to Jay McLovin. Obviously, we know where you're going with this one.
I'm disgusted.
You know, I just want to know what the betting qualifications is to get on this damn show. I feel like this is the last time I'm going to appear on it because the knowledgeability of this damn show is ridiculous. And this guy from Arizona, I don't know where he came from, but he can go back to wherever it is irrelevancy came from. You guys ain't been relevant since ever.
Good God, man. Are we serious right now in the NFC East? Are we actually being serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
So I'm gonna go to Nate the Great.
Yes, this is practice.
Upright. I'm gonna work my way across to the left and down and across to the middle until I meet my other knowledgeable person and Chris M. So Chris M, you hang on. I'm gonna take you on a wild ass ride, mofo. Nate the Great. Peters.
I gotta ask.
You got
Jay,
back.
are you the
I
one
get
being
it.
serious?
You ain't better than McCarthy. You gotta be freaking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. And I regress.
They both suck.
And I regress. No, they don't suck. Mike McCarthy is actually really good, and he's going to develop Dak Prescott and the quarterback that he needs to be. So no, he doesn't suck, and I'm actually glad that they got that guy and his associates that came with him. Now let me tell you.
So they can do the same thing as Green Bay, losing the divisional round?
Just wind yourself down over there because you're Cardinals. You're irrelevant. You're like the team that wants to be in the league but
You're
can't
irrelevant.
be in it. So stop it. Just stop it. We gave you Emmitt Smith on the downside. You got to slap
Get your nose out of Freddie's ass.
with him. You could do nothing with Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith was the best thing you ever had.
Guys, we got to stay on topic. Let's
Yeah.
stay on topic, guys. Come on.
Listen, guys. Defense, we got it, man. Come on. Everson Griffin, D-Law, Dontari Poe, which has championship capabilities from the Chiefs days. I mean, come on. You got Jalen Smith, Vanderlesh. If we get Earl Thomas, you guys want to just wind it up because Earl Thomas is going to be our last piece that we need. I don't even know if we really need him, but if we get him, that's even going to be better. You got 1,000-yard receivers. You got a great tight end in Jarwin. Come on, man. You got Dak Prescott, who is basically in a contract year. And he's got a chip on his shoulder and something to prove.
I mean, you need to watch a Cowboy Niner play.
Okay.
Do you even think Cardinals that you could come in this conversation tells me that there's no vetting process in this show? And I'm done. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and go to Freddie Hendrickson on this one now.
Let's
New
not
York
forget
Giants pick.
rule number 2, please, people. All right. It pains me to say this. You got Dak Prescott as your quarterback. You have Ezekiel Elliott, the workhorse, as your running back. You have CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Gallup, Torrin, Mike McCarthy. You have Jerry Jones as your owner. You in Big D, Dallas, Texas, 2 hours away from me. Jerry and they call them America's team. They should be the favorites, but they ain't the favorites. You know why? Because they're the Cowboys. They're always an upset waiting to happen. Don't get that bad. This team can have so much talent, and they still blow it up. They still mess it up. That's who they are. Who's the favorites in the NFC East? Not the Philadelphia Eagles. Because guess what? Carson Wentz can't stay healthy. He gets hurt. He's fragile. His bones is fragile. The best team in the NFC East is the New York Giants. Yes, the New York Giants. You have Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, who last year had 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The only thing that he needed to work on as a rookie was fumbling the football. And guess what? He didn't got that corrected. Then you got the running back. The best running back in the NFC East is Saquon Barkley. It's like if you put Barry Sanders.
He'll be hurt by game 8.
It's like if you had Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith and they had a baby. You just spit out Saquon Barkley. Then you yes, I said it. He's just like Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. The dude is a freak of nature. Have you seen the dude legs? Then you have a dude by the name of Darius Slayton as a wide receiver. Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram is the best tight end in the division.
Golden Tate on AARP.
We will win the division. We will go 12-4 this year. The Philadelphia Eagles will go number 2. The Washington football team go number 3, and the Cowboys will go last. That's who they are. They're going to mess
I
up.
can't even take you seriously.
I called that.
Ace, we got to move on.
Seriously.
Freddie's up there
Yeah.
saying stuff he doesn't believe again.
Guys,
Hold
we
on one
really
second,
have
I need it.
I believe in that.
Sure. Okay. All right. So my prediction on this one, since I guess it'll be me, and then I guess Chris Brown, if you have to say anything, that's fine. We just got to keep it brief because we got a lot to cover. Okay. So for the NFC East, I'm also going to take the Eagles on this one. I'm going to say
hell no. I'm out of here.
All right. So Chris Brown, you had to say something.
It's going to be short. I'm not going to go and argue with the Dallas Cowboys fans because we can do this all day. And I love talking about the NFC East. All I'm going to say is, Freddie, nobody takes your pick serious. Nobody believes that the Giants are going to win their division. First of all, Daniel Jones isn't even a top 5 quarterback in that division. I'll take Alex Smith over him, which is a backup, and Jalen Hurts over him, which is a backup. Thank you. Have a good day. Let's go to the next division.
What
Ace, I'm
football
ready.
game are you watching, sir?
Okay. So
You mean to tell me you take a backup over Daniel Jones?
Yes.
This dude is probably the best quarterback.
Freddie, we're not taking you serious. We gotta go to the next topic, man. We gotta go to the next topic.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the NFC South now. So on the NFC South, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Jay McLovin on this one. NFC South.
Think he has to set back up. Can't hear you, Jay. Jay, can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Never sounded
Jay,
better.
you're on mute.
So I got you. Listen,
Okay.
I'm torn on this one. I'm torn between Tampa Bay and I'm torn between New Orleans. I'm thinking the NFC has always gone through New Orleans, but dang, man, Tampa Bay is building a squad like it's like they got New England rebirthed. So I don't know. I think of it now. I'm gonna take a wild shot at this, and I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
Okay. All right. So Nate the Great.
I think it's gonna be New Orleans. And because other than the one thing that I would have to say about this is New Orleans has been on that team for a long time. A lot of those players, even though they're great players, they're new. Well, they're not new to probably not new to the NFL, but they're new to that team. And they're not used to that the Doug Malone system. So Saints are my pick because they just are.
Okay. We'll go to Chris Brown.
You know, I was also torn between the Saints and the Bucks. The Saints get it every year, yes, but in my, belief, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They only got better on the offensive end. You add Tom Brady, you add Rob Gronkowski, and now you give them Leonard Fournette. So not only are they going to have one of the best passing offenses, but you got one of the best running backs in the league. You're going to have a dominant offense. You look at their defense. They have the best front seven in football. They got young D-backs who are only going to fight hard and compete. I look at this team last year, they went 7-9, and 6 of those losses were by a touchdown or less. With Tom Brady, that's only going to be them 6 losses going to go to 6 W's. I'm going with Tampa Bay. I feel like they're going to shock the world this year.
Okay. We'll go ahead and go to J-Mac on this one.
Well, I'm torn like you guys, but I actually think New Orleans is on the downslide now. I don't think that they're right there as far as winning the division. Something that Jay McLovin hit on earlier, and someone that needs to be respected more, and that is Christian McCaffrey in Carolina. The team's going to go with him, and if he plays well and he takes pressure off of Teddy Bridgewater, they can compete for the division. But in the end, the veteran is going to win it out, and Tom Brady will end up beating Carolina out by 1 game for the division.
All right, Chris M.
I think it's between New Orleans and Tampa Bay. New Orleans is going to take the top spot in the NFC South. You have Drew Brees and Tristan Hill kind of at the quarterback tandem, going back and forth, in and out of snaps. And that's what many teams don't have a quarterback. That's what makes them unique, and that's why I'm picking the Saints to win the NFC South.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Old Man Randy.
So I think this division comes down to defense, and between New Orleans and Tampa Bay, it's whoever defense that you trust the most. Tampa Bay's got a young defense. I think it's Tampa Bay with Carolina right behind them.
Okay, Freddie Henderson.
I will say this: Tampa Bay is the favorite. I mean, they have the biggest name quarterback in the name of Tom Brady, but I think it's time that Drew Brees. We have to start holding him accountable. You know, he had the big numbers, he had the records, and all that good stuff, but he don't have that many Super Bowls to show for it. I mean, he only have one. I mean, this New Orleans team is loaded as well. Even though they're answering calls for Alvin Kamara for a trade, he's still on the team. So we're going to act like he'd be on the team for the rest of the year. You have Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Taysom Hill, Emmanuel Sanders. You have Todd Montgomery. And then on the defensive end, they're stacked on that end as well. They have Malcolm Jenkins. You have Latavius Murray. You have Jared Cook as your tight end. I mean, this team, Drew Brees and Sean Payton have to get it done this year. I believe you have Tom Brady, which is probably the greatest of all time to most folks. You need to show up. You need to show folks why you are great. Why are you Drew Brees, that you can beat Tom Brady? It is his time. It's time for him to rise. And I believe the New Orleans Saints will win that division.
All right. Now we'll go to Nate the Great.
I think I already said mine, but
Has everybody gone?
So yes, sir.
Not you.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so my pick, I mean, it's kind of like everybody else with this. I was looking at Carolina, and I was like, I really want to go with Carolina, but I don't think they're quite there yet. They're close, but they're not quite. So I can't go with Carolina yet. So I was looking at between New Orleans and Tampa Bay, but I'm going to go with New Orleans yet. I still feel like at this point in time, they're just a slightly better team, but not by much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the NFC North now. And so with the NFC North, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Freddie.
Oh,
Who will win that division? Oh, please. Is that a question? The Green Bay Packers. My Super Bowl prediction. That bad man and Aaron Rodgers leading the way. It's just that simple. Who in that division? He's the best quarterback in the division. Kirk Cousins not better than him. Who's the quarterback that said they started for the Bears? It should have been Nick Foles, but they said it's Trubisky, however you say his name. And then do we have faith in Matthew Stafford and Patricia? Come on, that haven't worked. The Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, that bad man will lead the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Oh, Lord.
14-2.
For you, that's not
Okay.
a bold prediction.
All right, so we'll go ahead and go to Nate the Great, NFC North.
I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be between the Minnesota Vikings, and it's going to be between the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, I think, will be the one to come out on top. Minnesota, don't get me wrong, they have a great team, other than who they have at quarterback. The only reason why I'm saying that Green Bay is going to win the division this year is because they drafted Jordan Love at first round. I think it's going to make, like what people keep saying earlier, I think it's going to make Aaron Rodgers angry. And I think even though I think Minnesota will beat Aaron Rodgers in week 1, I still think Aaron Rodgers is going to take that team to win the division.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to Chris Brown, NFC North.
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Green Bay Packers. I think the Minnesota Vikings have regressed. The Packers have a very good defense. I know they don't have the weapons, but Devontae Adams still a hell of a receiver. Got 2 very good running backs. Green Bay Packers.
All right, Chris M.
I am going out of the norm. It is between Green Bay and Minnesota. I don't see Green Bay getting the division title this year. I see Minnesota getting the title. Kirk Cousins and his team, they fell short in a few seasons with the Saints. It's always been a battle between those two teams, but I think this year it's going to be Minnesota's due getting in the playoffs, maybe making a successful run. I see Minnesota winning the NFC North.
Okay, Jay McLovin.
Yeah, I got pretty much the same thing. I got Minnesota with Dalvin Cook and Thien. I can't ever say I got his name right. The wide receiver Thien. You know what I'm talking about? So with that wide receiver and that running back in Minnesota's D, and especially with the sign of out of the sign on defense they just picked, I'm going Minnesota all the way, definitely.
All right, we'll go J-Mac.
Well, I didn't expect anything else from two Dallas fans that they wouldn't pick Green Bay. That's okay. Still mad respect for both of you. Have to say that. I have to tell you both that.
I live in Green Bay.
mad respect. Hey, you guys got your team. You do your thing. That's cool. I'm going to keep it short. Green Bay. It'll come down to them in Minnesota for sure. One game will decide it.
Old man Randy.
Minnesota running away. I think Green Bay will be lucky to finish 9-7.
Okay, so to finish on that, it will come down between Green Bay and Minnesota, but I am going to take Green Bay because, yes, at this point in time, Minnesota really only has Thielen. I know that they drafted a Jefferson, but they're not. But hasn't been in the NFL yet, so we don't quite know what they have in him. So that's why I give the slight edge to Green Bay on this one. Yeah.
Hey, just a fast 3-second comment. Tom Brady did say to Drew Brees, but the signing of Fournette was that checkmate. So I'm going to tell you now, Brady thinks that Fournette was the last piece that he needed to take out New Orleans. Just want to put that little piece out there.
Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the AFC. So we're going to go into the AFC North. So with the AFC North, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Chris Brown on the AFC North.
It's easy, man. The Baltimore Ravens. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers have a really good defense. Again, Ben Roethlisberger back, but is that enough? It's not even close to being enough. This Baltimore Ravens team was 14-2 last year, and their roster improved. You're talking about a team that had the best record last year, and their record only got better. Some people are saying they might go undefeated. I don't know if they're going to be undefeated, but I know they're still going to have the best record. Lamar Jackson has more experience. You got a backup running back. Your O-line is one of the best O-lines in the league. Hollywood Brown, your number one wide receiver, has gained 15 pounds to make him more of a threat. You look at the defense. They got rid of Earl Thomas. Do they care? No, because they still have arguably the best D-back core in the league. You look at their D-line. They got Calais Campbell. They got another D-lineman that, answered the question because their defensive line and me was weak last year. Now they have one of the best defensive line. Of course, the Ravens all the way.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to J-Mac.
Baltimore. For all the reasons Chris said. I'm not trying to piggyback, but, I can't really get any faults in anything he just said. 14-2, got better. Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, old man Randy.
Yeah, I'm with them. Baltimore, with Pittsburgh pulling up. They're behind them.
Okay. Chris M.
Is he awake?
Can't hear you.
The past your bedtime?
We'll go to Nate.
All right, so Nate the Great.
Okay, I'm gonna say Baltimore because Cleveland is Cleveland, and they've been that interestingly bad team for the past 20-odd years. Cincinnati has lots of problems, but I don't think their quarterback and AJ Green is one of them. Ben Roethlisberger I don't know if he's going to be healthy throughout the whole year this year. So I got to go Baltimore.
All right, we'll go with Jay McLovin. Your mic's on mute. We can't hear you.
The two Dallas guys. How about that?
And listen, I didn't know I was thinking
I'm
about
here.
apologize. Baltimore will not go undefeated, but they will win the division hands down. The case closed.
All right, Chris M, is your mic working now?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Pittsburgh's going to win in AFC North. Baltimore's going to come in third. Cleveland makes a respectful run. Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, not so much.
Wow.
Okay, Mr. Freddie Henderson.
I just had a Freddie moment.
My takes are hot. Y'all say my takes are hot. I mean, everybody here should agree that it's Baltimore. I mean, they have Lamar Jackson. This dude is coming for a surge. This dude want to show you that he's the next Patrick Mahomes. So, then I believe, even though I picked my Super Bowl pick, it honestly, the next 2 years, it might be going back and forth from Mahomes to Jackson. I mean, these two are the best quarterbacks, one of the top two best quarterbacks in the AFC and arguably the NFL. But you know what the question should be? Like, how bad does it feel to be a Cleveland Brown? Like, you have that many that team, that stacked team with two of the best receivers in the game with Baker Mayfield, and you arguably could be a top 3 team in that division. Wow.
And you say Dallas.
Yep, and so with mine, I got Baltimore and I got Cleveland at number 2. But Baltimore winning this pretty much hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now let's go to the AFC South. So with the AFC South, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Mr. Henderson on this one. Freddie?
I'm going to pick the popular choice in the Houston Texans because they still have Deshaun Watson. Even though they gave Hopkins away for a bag of chips, I still will say the Houston Texans will win that division. Deshaun Watson just got paid. He just got a little bit more richer. He will find a way to make it happen, and they will win that division.
Okay, Nick the Great.
I got to go the Titans because of that bad man. I know I usually don't say this, but that phrase, bad man. But Derrick Henry, he's arguably, other than Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the league. So I can see a whole lot. They're leading the league, if not top, like not the top, the second top in rushing yards this season. I got to go Tennessee all the way.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Chris Brown.
I'm going to Indianapolis Colts. You know, they got a new quarterback in Phillip Rivers that's going to work well in this system. You know, the coaches over in Indy were the coaches that when they were over in San Diego, Phillip Rivers had his best year. And, you know, they got the best O-line in the league. Not only did they have Marlon Mack, but they drafted Jonathan Taylor. So in my opinion, you got two guys that can easily rush for 1,000 yards. They still have weapons. And T.Y. Hamble, Paris Campbell, you went and got Michael Pittman. You look at their defense. You got Xavier Rose, Malik Hooker. They have a dominant pass rush. They went out and got DeForest Buckner, huge addition. Then you look at their linebackers. They got Darius Leonard. Without a doubt, it's going to be the Colts, man. They have the best roster in this division, hands down. It's not close.
All right, Chris M.
For the first time in a long time, Phillip Rivers is going to get back to the playoffs. Colts are going to win the AFC South, and the Colts are going to go back to the playoffs since the first few years of Andrew Luck when he was playing. Colts, AFC South.
Okay, Jay McLovin. Your mic's on mute.
I don't know why. I think it's going on mute on purpose. It's weird. I don't even think of it. I apologize. My props out to Chris Brown with the Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers. I think Rivers is the field general they needed for quite some time now since Peyton left. And I think that team is back on the horizon. But with that being said, though, I still feel like my pick is going to be Tennessee with Tannehill and with the signing of Jadeveon Clowney.
All right, J-Mac.
Indianapolis Colts. I'm with Chris Brown because they're going to be led by their Hall of Fame quarterback, Phillip Rivers.
Okay, old man Randy.
Short and sweet, Indianapolis.
Okay. And then my pick, I will go with that with the Tennessee Titans. I'll go ahead and pick them just because of Henry. All right. So the next division we have the AFC East. And then on this one, we'll go ahead and start with J-Mac.
Man, I know people. This shouldn't be a tough pick. I get it. I know you're all going to say that. I don't think New England is going away as quickly as we all think as everyone thinks they're going to, because they do have a guy named Cam Newton who is a good NFL quarterback. But with that said, I think the Buffalo Bills pull it out in the end, probably 10-6 versus New England. I think they're still going to go 9-7.
Okay, old man Randy.
I think he died.
Buffalo by at least 4 games.
Okay, so he's got Buffalo. Chris Brown.
I have Buffalo. I don't even think it's close. Like their roster, they have a very good defense. You went out and got Stephon Diggs, so you give a young quarterback a number 1 receiver who's one of the best receivers in this league. You still got John Brown. You got Cole Beasley. When I look at the division, I don't think anyone's going to give them a fight. New England, I love Cam Newton. I love him. But that defense is completely depleted now that everybody's opted out. I like Miami, but have they played together? Are they ready to win a division? No. And the Jets, nothing to discuss. I have the Buffalo Bills winning that division, hands down.
All right, Chris M.
After going 8-8, 0-4 with the quarterback they got now, and then going the rest of the way, Miami Dolphins going to take the AFC East this year.
All right, and we'll go ahead and go to Jay McLovin on this one.
Yeah, I definitely got especially with them re-signing Tre'Davious White. I got Buffalo hands down. Nobody's gonna touch Buffalo this year.
Okay, Freddie Henderson.
Put some respect on my name. Even though Tom Brady might be gone, Bill Belichick will get it done. He will work with what he have. He have Cam Newton. Cam Newton is in a prove me wrong year. He have to prove people wrong. He have to show them that he can still be the MVP form of Cam Newton. I believe he will lead this team to 12-4 and win that division.
All right, let's go with Nate the Great.
I'm gonna go with the New York. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. I think New England's not gonna win it for 2 reasons. 1, I don't feel confident in Newton, and 2, yes, I'm being serious about that. And 2, so many players on that team has opted out because of COVID. I think that Miami and New England are going to be tied. Well, not really in division ranking, but tied as the record with a 9-7. And then Buffalo is going to win it. Probably, I would say 11-5.
Yes, and I also have Buffalo as well, and that's really only because of how many people opted out on the Patriots. Okay, so now we'll move to the AFC West, and in the AFC West, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Old Man Randy on this one. Who do you have in the AFC West?
That should be an easy one all around. That's Kansas City, and they'll probably be the number 1 seed, probably going like 15-1 or something like that.
Okay, J-Mac.
Kansas City, 14-2, I believe, though. And I think they only lose that second game because they'll sit some gas in the last week.
All right, Chris Brown.
Kansas City, but I will say this. The Denver Broncos team are going to catch a lot of people by surprise. They might have a chance to make a wild card team. They improved at every single position on the field. Kansas City is probably going to win the division, but do not take this Denver Broncos team lightly. Kansas City slips up, or knock on wood, God forbid, somebody gets hurt, the Denver Broncos can move right up and possibly steal it. But I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, let's go with Chris M.
Kansas City is the number 1 seed, 13-3. I do have Broncos going 10-6 with that 5th seed. So, but Kansas City all around.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay McLovin.
Yeah, nobody's touching KC. In the story. 22 out of 20 or 20 out of 22 starters come back. Come on. Let's get ready for the Super Bowl.
All right, Freddie Henderson.
Nate, I'm sorry you'll be crying tonight. Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, it's no discussion about it. 15-1. Broncos can't knock them dudes off. Yeah.
Okay, Nate the Great.
I love my Broncos. I put the jersey on in the middle of the show for a reason. But I think that Kansas City has it in two, but Denver being 2 wins short. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have 13-3, and I think Denver is going to go 11-5.
Okay. And then I am going to go with Kansas City, just like pretty much everybody else. It's going to be hands down. It's going to be like a 14-2 year, 15-1 year. It's not going to be close. The Chiefs got it. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is I'll give each person 20 seconds, just really, really quick. We'll go ahead and start with Freddie. All I want you to do is make your Super Bowl predictions. You'll get 20 seconds. Freddie.
Oh, God.
The Green Bay Packers.
And the New York
Aaron
Giants.
Rodgers have a chip on his shoulder.
Okay. Green Bay's going to play who?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, Nate the Great.
I'm going to go on the NFC side. I'm going to go – I think the 49ers are going to have a repeat. Seattle being that conference championship team. And on the AFC side, I think it's going to be the Chiefs with that Ravens team being the AFC championship side, which I could see the Broncos making that championship team as well. And not the winning, but and the Super Bowl winner, I think is going to be a repeat. I'm going to say Chiefs with the Chiefs over the 49ers. If the Ravens were there, I can see the Ravens over the 49ers.
All right, so Chris Brown, you got 20 seconds.
I'm going out of the AFC. I'm picking Kansas City. And Andy Reid will be going against his former team in the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, Chris M.
Battle of former Dallas teams, Cowboys and the Chiefs. Cowboys going to win this one, but it's going to be a close match down in this year's Super Bowl.
This is Freddie's Giants pick.
Are you dreaming, sir?
Jay McMillan.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
I'm hopeful. Hopeful.
It's going to be Dallas, KC. End of story. I don't know where this Eagles crap's coming from. I think he's smoking a bowl over there, but it's going to be Dallas and KC. Dallas is going to win this simply because boy is in a contract year. He's got something to prove. Mike McCarthy is the developmental coach of quarterbacks, and y'all about to see the pain.
All right, so J-Mac, who do you got? 20 seconds.
It's going to be Kansas City against Seattle. Kansas City's going to win. And by the way, just real quick, in my last 5 seconds, Seattle is going to beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship 42-13.
Okay, and old man Randy.
Niners in Baltimore.
Okay.
Niners in Baltimore, and Dallas doesn't even make the playoffs.
Okay. And
that one was for you, even though I picked them to win the division.
And then
that was for you.
I believe the NFC Championship game will actually be Green Bay against Seattle, and then the AFC Championship will be Baltimore and KC. This time, I actually have Baltimore coming out on top, and then it's tough, but I got to say Green Bay and Baltimore. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to give everybody a minute really quick, and so we'll go ahead and start with Freddie, and you have a minute to say who your top 5 quarterbacks are. Go ahead.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. This dude is electric. This dude is he's arguably the best quarterback right now. Number 2, that bad man and Aaron Rodgers. I told you why early in the show. Don't have to go further. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. The dude is coming to lead. Number 4, Russell Wilson. Number 5, Drew Brees.
Disrespectful. Didn't even talk
Okay.
about Brady.
You
Nate the
need to
Great.
slap yourself, Freddie.
I'm gonna go Mahomes, Jackson, Wilson, Rogers, and then I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson. Notice I didn't say Tom Brady.
Okay,
I know
Chris
that.
Brown.
Okay, my list is top 5 quarterbacks and who I feel like will have the best season. That is stats and record. This is not, who's the best quarterbacks in the league, but who will have the best season. At 5, I have Carson Wentz. At 4, I have Tom Brady. At 3, I have Lamar. At 2, I have Russell Wilson. At number 1, I have Pat Mahomes. Healthy Pat Mahomes throwing for over 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns with his eyes closed.
Okay, Chris M.
I'm not gonna be biased here, but I'm gonna go 1 to 5, starting with 1. Mahomes, Brady, Jackson, Rogers, and Wilson.
Okay, Jay McLovin.
I got Patrick Mahomes. It is 105.3 QBR. And number 1, 2 is Jackson. 3 is Brady. Number 4 is Rogers. Number 5 is Watson.
Okay, J Mac.
I got 1 is Wilson, 2 is Mahomes, 3 Deshaun Watson, 4 Lamar Jackson, and 5 Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, Old Man Randy.
Mahomes, Jackson, Brady, Wilson,
Kyler Murray.
and Garoppolo.
Kyler Murray.
You just
you
say,
Garoppolo? Garoppolo. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
5 is the number of times he threw the ball in the Super Bowl too.
okay, so my top 5. I got number 1, of course. I got Patrick Mahomes there in KC. Number 2, I'll go with Rodgers. Number 3, I'll go Jackson. Number 3, I'll go Wilson. Number 4, I'll go Jackson, and then number 5, I'll go Breeze. Okay, so that's my top 5. So you'll each get 30 seconds to, if you have any final things to say. Freddie, we'll start with you. You got 30 seconds to say whatever you need to say now.
Can't hear you.
He's never sounded better.
Can you hear me now?
Strikes again.
No, we
Can you
can't.
hear me now? All right.
No.
Yet again, I would like to thank Jay McLevin for joining the show. Yet again, it's awesome having you on here. I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day. I actually want to introduce us as a network. We're adding 3 new shows to the network. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and Sunday Night Football. You will get post-game coverage of different shows on Sunday night. I'm going to just introduce my show that I'm going to be a part of on Sunday nights. It'll be me and Chris Brown and Nate the Great. So just can't wait to start and bring you good football topics.
All right, Nate the Great.
I wanted to say 3 things real quick. 1 is to reiterate that I'm going to be covering on the Sunday football game shows. 2, I wanted to give 2 quick updates. 1, for those of you paying attention to college ball, BYU is destroying Navy 48-3. And 2, I want to give an update that Marcus Mariota, who plays for the Raiders, is on injured reserve.
Okay, Chris Brown, you got 30 seconds.
It was fun talking about the NFL. I can't wait. Everybody had their different opinions. I respect all of them. There's going to be some wild things. I think there's going to be some surprise teams like the Broncos that come out and defeat a lot of people's favorite teams. We can talk about Dallas Eagles all day. I love it, but I'm going to be a realist. Dallas is talented. Eagles is talented. Can't wait to have that matchup. There's going to be arguments at the household all day, every day. Cannot wait for this football season. Cannot wait to have NFL football back, and I expect great things from all of the players. Can't wait.
All right, Chris M, you got 30 seconds.
All right, football season is back in a time where it's very, very weird. But hopefully it continues on this season. Whoever wins, it's going to be a tough battle, and hope every team has a good season.
All right, Jay McLovin, you got 30 seconds.
Chris M, I love your voice. I don't know where I'm thinking of it, but it's fucking awesome. I love you. And I apologize for my French, but I love your voice. Hey, I'm Jay McLovin. You can find me on Game Changer Sports Networks on Tuesday, and my show is called The Whiskey Hour. And you can find us on Twitch You find us on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook under Game Changer Sports Network. And the show is Whiskey Hour, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Thank you for having me on this show. Appreciate you guys.
All right, and J-Mac, you got 30 seconds.
I just want to thank everyone for coming on, even you, Jay McLevin. And Freddie, even though it's kind of wild and you got some crazy ideas, much respect. Much respect to all you guys. I appreciate all your opinions, and I respect every one of them. With that said, it'll be Ace, I, and Old Man Randy on Monday Night Football. Look for that starting a week from today. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
And Old Man Randy, you got 30 seconds. Go.
I seriously don't know how any of you forgot about Freddie's New York Giants pick and how much that just bugs me. Another thing, I don't understand. My kids are going back to school. I finally get a vacation, only except I have to work while they're in school, and I'm probably going to run away.
All right, and then last but not least, I'm Ace, and I want to thank Jay McLevin for joining the show. You were awesome. I respect what everybody said, and to me, it's going to be a great season. I cannot wait for it to get started, and let's just go out and have fun. And I hope everybody comes out and enjoy our show. And we'll see everybody come and check out mine and Nate's show tomorrow night and Friday night, and of course our football shows that are starting on Thursday night, then Sunday night, and then Monday night. So come out and have a great time. Thank you, and thanks for watching our Labor Day special. Have a good night.
Hey, real quick, I'm out of here, but hey, thank you for having me on your show, man. It's fucking amazing. I thought tonight's show was good and full of energy. And if anybody out there is a fan, they got a good show tonight. Because the one thing I hate is when people do